It is like Fred Carno's army, isn't it, Rick?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Ready?
Right. So, everybody, if you can share that in the link, Michelle.
I think Ben might be
I'll
able
have
to
to
do it
wait,
as well.
wait for people to come in. There's nobody here.
What?
There's nobody
A
here.
palaver.
That was a lot of faffing around.
Now, let me just go in and do the thumbnail for everybody.
I've done it.
You've done the thumbnails?
I've done the thumbnail.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, okay. Done the title, done the thumbnail.
oh, we
There's
got
the
one.
link. Ben, we've both done it. Well done.
I do have to go into my back end and just get my chat back open, everybody. So if you can just bear with me for that. So give me a few seconds just so I can see your live chat. I know Michelle normally monitors it, but Rick and I want to be able to see you as well. So we're just going to mute that.
Yeah.
And pause it there. We'll just have our chat.
Okay.
There we go. 13 in the room.
Yes.
They found
Thank
us.
you, Ben. We both put it into the old chat, so hopefully people
Hang
will
on,
come
hang
over.
on. Yeah. Rick, go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, blast.
I didn't know it was such a palaver.
This is what happens just now. You see how hard it is when we've been on the road and we set it up parallel, we set it up horizontal.
Is this just an Android thing? You wouldn't get this from iOS.
You'll have to go live on yours to see
I
it.
think
Never gonna happen.
Fisher Price have actually fixed the iOS, so it doesn't work. It's just like one way.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
He's Rick.
And he's Steve.
We could do how they used to sit Mel Gibson, Mel Smith and Jones.
Smith
when
and
they used to
Jones.
just sort of sit here like this.
That's right. Yeah, we need the darkened background.
Really interesting, Rick. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. Hello, everybody. Beautiful to see you. Sorry about the last one. Rick messed that up. We're back from France. We've been back a week and we've just been chilling and trying to catch up and decompress. Thank you for coming in, Ben. Thank you for coming in, Byron. Did I see Jan in there? Did I see Dean's in there as well? Petri is in there. So many old friends are in here. We're not cycling. Michelle is here. She will come around and say hello. We've got lots to get on with in this video. Lots to talk about. We'll probably get a little tiddly because we don't drink, either one of us. Complete
really.
teetotalers.
David in Essex is in.
David Essex is in.
In Essex is in. Not in.
I have a dream, silver dream machine. Is that David Essex?
It is.
Thank you, Rick.
It didn't sound like that.
And we just had delivered from where we didn't go in Scotland to.
We went and picked it up, didn't we?
Forgive us, but we've just had delivered a single malt whiskey from Craigellachie in Scotland, where Michelle's ancestors are from. Mm-hmm. And Rick and I are going to have a little snifter of this to try.
Just a little bit.
A little snifter. Single malt, 13-year-old Craigellachie whiskey. So that's one thing. The other thing we're going to be doing in this particular episode, who can spot the vegetable? Anyone want to have a guess? Anyone want to have a little... Oh, the comments are down here, Rick, as well, if we need to see it at any point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Ben and Dean, behave yourselves or I'll have to ban you.
I think Michelle might mean that, so don't...
I am. I'm watching you too.
Anyone want to have a guess?
I all worked it out.
That's Rick, by the way. This is the vegetable. I know they look similar.
Well done, Monica.
Just show them the label.
Oh, Monica got it.
Yeah.
Well done, Monica. It is a celeriac. And
I've said anything. You're right.
did Monica say?
Monica did.
She's a clever girl.
She is.
She's a clever girl. So it is a celeriac, a type of root vegetable, a little bit peppery. Many years ago, I think Michelle and I made a salad with this that your dad used to make.
He did.
And so a little bit of history going on here. A little bit of family history. So that Michelle's going to be in the background. She's going to be making a celeriac salad. That's one of the things we've got to talk about. What else have we got to talk about, Rick?
I have no idea.
What's on your side of the table?
I do have some things we've never tried before. No, you tried these
Scottish
when you were,
again.
oh yeah, they are, aren't they? Yes, you had these when you were cycling, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I've never tried them, so we're gonna give these a little try.
Show them to the
So
audience.
these
then.
are Naren's Marmite and Cheese Oat Cakes.
Right.
So we're gonna give those a little go. Little guy a little go.
A little go. So we've got some.
And
Oh yes. Nearly forgot.
something slightly unusual. Do you like Jaffa cakes? Well,
And if you don't like Jaffa cakes, if you don't
I'm not
like.
a lover, but
if you
I'm
don't,
yet
what's
to-
wrong with you? Okay, so we're going to go for some Jaffa cakes that are cola bottle flavoured.
New flavour, special edition. I've never had them before. Rick's had loads of them, apparently.
Only when we went camping last week.
So, Coca-Cola bottle Jaffa cakes. So I'm gonna have them for the first time. You're gonna have them for the second time. You
Yes.
said they were a bit
They're-
meh,
They're just
but they are a Jaffa cake, right?
mildly cola bottle flavoured.
But still a Jaffa cake.
Still a Jaffa cake, yeah.
Can't go wrong. My mum always used to buy me Jaffa cakes
did.
whenever I went away on a school trip.
They're so addictive
A
though.
little packet of
can
Jaffa
You
cakes.
can never have an open packet of Jaffa cakes that's like not empty, can you?
Not of that
Really?
size.
Especially that size.
I could
Shrinkflation.
If I blew that now, it would stay in the air. It feels like there's about 3 Jaffa cakes in there.
We were talking about this before, with shrinkflation. Everything's getting smaller.
Yes.
And that is a good example. Those boxes used to be a lot bigger.
Separated like a Toblerone, I reckon, in here.
And I bet it's mostly air in there.
But
But
let's-
it's tiny.
But let's not let's not.
Let's not get
What's the
bogged
opposite
down
of
in
big
who
and
you've
what's-
got to who. Sorry.
Morris says hello, and Rita wants to know where you are with your friend.
I don't know. Where are we?
We're in Swindon.
Swindon,
Swindon,
the
England.
land,
Southwest.
the land of intellects. I would say.
The land
That's,
of roundabouts.
yes, magic roundabout.
It used to be known as Donut City
Yes,
in the days of the CB radio.
which is quite appropriate because you like a donut.
What are you implying? Goodness.
So Petri says, I've heard of them, but I don't think I've ever had them. And it's Rita, our friend from France, Rita.
Oh, Rita. Oh, Rita Parkins.
And just loves Jaffa
Oh, Rita,
cakes. Yes,
lovely.
yes.
We're not far. We're in Swindon. We've been here before. We stayed with Rick before, Rita. You might not have met him before, but Rick has got a great YouTube channel called the Rick Van Man channel, famous the world over. Lots and lots. Well, it's called the Variety Channel now because he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's always been a variety channel.
But Swindon is
Never
where
known.
Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues is from, according to Dwayne.
That is correct.
Well, he was coming round, wasn't he?
And also that chap from XTC, and I can't remember his name.
There you go. Well, Dwayne will probably enlighten you soon.
You will get a heart and a
And-
thumbs up if Michelle can do it. I think we can.
Yeah.
You will get a heart and thumbs up if you say any Swindon facts in the chat. If you can find
Yeah.
anything famous, so we've got that bloke from XTC.
That bloke from XTC, Melinda Messenger.
Good old Melinda.
And somebody I recently learned, and I can't remember their name.
Carl from
Carl
from,
Lotus Eaters.
the Lotus Eaters podcast.
Yeah.
The Lotus Eaters,
Yeah.
a famous Swindonian.
So Susan Hare says, it's good to see you all together again. Another Christmas together, maybe?
Come round and say hello. No, I think we're going.
No,
We're
we will be out. I'll come in the middle.
Here she
Hi,
is,
everybody.
the lovely Michelle. Say hello to Byron.
Hi, Byron.
He
Yes, he's
does
been
love it
telling
when
you
you
about what he's doing for Christmas.
And Ben, of course, and everybody
Everybody.
that's in the chat. Well, let's get a little bit of this whiskey so we can
Shall we?
loosen our
Shall
tongues
we?
up a little bit and talk more nonsense.
Is that wise?
Do you want
this
to?
early?
You play mother.
Is that wise this early on?
Or maybe you need to get some food in the oven before you...
Ah. Oh, you practical.
I know.
You practical.
Maybe
Thank you,
I'm
Mum.
hungry.
We're going for the
We-
whiskey tumblers.
We've made a little. I placed an order when I arrived. Oh, it's nice. Oh, a tiny bit of that's gone.
I can't possibly think what's happened to that.
That must have been the postie.
Yeah, you just can't trust them these days, can you?
Let me put my testicles on so I can see what people are up to.
Yeah,
Is
Dwayne
that
said
Rita?
Swindon will be a nice place to
Petri?
visit.
Yes.
There we go,
Thank
sir.
you, my good friend.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm just checking.
You got the bigger one.
We're like sibling rivalry with Rick and I.
And don't worry, they haven't missed me out on purpose.
Michelle doesn't drink.
I've got my water.
She's got a glass of pure water. And that's nice, isn't it? It's ever so sweet.
You just let it
Sweet.
soak on the tongue, don't you?
Okay, what flavours are you getting?
I'm getting hints of pineapple. What was the other thing it said on the bottom?
It smells like drambuie. If you've ever had drambuie, it's like a Scottish whiskey liqueur.
You're right. Yes.
And it also has.
And is drambuie, is that from up in the
Scotland.
What is the river?
Spey.
The Spey, the River
I
Spey.
will look up.
But yeah, it's got a very distinct drambuie smell.
It's very smooth.
And I do love drambuie. It's one of my favourite drinks from years ago.
Yeah.
But-
It almost looks like the bottom of my glass is wet, Rick. Are you struggling to get whiskey into that, or?
No, do you want to top up?
I'm going to have a tiny bit more.
You realise that's about a double. I've actually got.
I'm having to tip that so far back.
Would
It's
you
almost...
like? Well, they are whiskey tumblers, so they're designed that way. But would you like to actually measure it out in measures?
Yes, I would.
In Michelle, if you open that cupboard there's a little measure,
There is.
and you've got a single or a double.
All right. So let me.
So we can gauge. I mean, I would say that's a double whiskey, but actually that's probably
do you
more
want
like
to spin that around behind us,
probably
catch it
my
on the back of
triple.
your thing on the elbow, do the.
If you want to waste it, yes, because it'll be all over the floor
So
in
that's
a
a
second.
single.
That's a single, but I would say that's a triple.
Hang on.
That we got
hang
there.
on. Look. Oh. It's more than a single.
Yeah, you got a double, almost a double there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a triple. I would say that because we are raising a toast to Michelle's ancestry in Scotland, we should have
Yes.
another. We should have another shot. in
Another
there.
wee dram.
And to all our Scottish viewers, beautiful people from Scotland, up there in the rain-soaked highlands of Scotland.
Oh, you're doing me first.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
And
You want me to do you now?
Waddle do go was it Cat in the Hat?
So Dean says, I will say, I thought Stephen Michelle was cycling in France.
We were.
Catch up, man, catch up.
Dean, we're back. We're finished.
Actually, saying that, you haven't put a video up yet to show that you're not in France. So
No, but people
yes, you're
guessed.
right.
Yes, very sorry. The last video I edited was last week, was close to the end of our cycling journey in France. We've partially cycled back from Bordeaux. So, okay, let me get up to speed. That is true. I'm probably, sorry, was that Dean?
Yes.
Dean, we got to Bordeaux. The weather turned a little bit bad. I did do a video which is basically a long moan, so I'm not going to put it up because I get into trouble for it.
That was a.
Yeah.
Can put that up.
So I want to keep everything on a high. The weather got really bad. There were storms coming in off the Atlantic. We got a hole in the tent. I know this should have been, but if you can imagine, we were getting blown to smithereens. There was bad weather coming in, and Michelle and I decided, it was 3 days. Even if we wanted to go back down to the south to get to Spain to the sun, it would have been not 3 days, 3 weeks almost for us to get down there. So we said, no, let's 3 months, 3.5 months is long enough. Let's head back up. So we slowly cycled back up to Caen with a few train journeys. We actually didn't cycle all the way. Obviously, that would have taken way too long. And then we crossed over, popped back to the UK, saw some family, and saw Rick.
That's us up to date.
It's us sort of up to date. Now, I may not be... I'll have a look at the footage I've got from the latter sort of 3 or 4 days and see if there's a video in there. And if I do, I'll put it up. But we're ready to transition now, I think.
I think there's one more just to really finalise it.
Yeah, Michelle thinks there is, but I've kind of lost... I don't want to just keep showing rain. And I think you'll all agree that maybe it's just getting a little bit too wet. Yeah. So cheers. Cheers, my dear.
Cheers.
That's a bit better. So, celeriac. Michelle, do you fancy?
I do that. You can put the oven on.
Michelle is actually going to make a celeriac salad, and I'll talk you through it from behind. What you're basically going to chiffonades or little batons or
Julienne.
juliennes.
Do you need A shredder, like
No,
a
I have my hands.
grater. Okay.
No. No, Rick. This is this is Julienne's. Michelle is going to julienne it, as she often does when I need my, when we make a coleslaw, I say, oh no, don't be grating, that was julienne's.
Julienne's.
Yes, we've got a lovely little bit of French butter with us though, but this is bought.
Nice.
This is something I think I'm trying to turn Rick onto. This is actually, this is not French. This is West Country butter, but they do it in England. If you want to try it now, Rita, you'll know, because in France they have this beautiful butter with little crystals of salt in it. So it's got a little crunch in it, and we found you can buy it in England as well for about £2, £2.10, £2.20. You can get a block, a fairly small block of English butter with those crystals in. So we've got some of that.
It's really nice.
It is
warm, fresh bread.
Really nice.
Yes.
And talking of warm, fresh bread, some of you might have noticed just in the background here.
Yes.
Rick, would you like to explain how talented you are?
Well, I bought a bread maker because
That's good enough. Okay, there we go. Enough already. Go on.
It's true. No, I bought a bread maker to do dough. Didn't intend to do bread with it, but I gave it a try, and it's so nice.
Delicious. We found. I'd messaged Rick. We didn't do this here, but I'd messaged Rick. I said, try some old grains. Try some unusual grains, and he got a very. It's an Alison. Country grains.
That's right, the country grain.
It's malted country grain, so it's a malted bread, a little bit sweet. So this is a lovely
Absolutely gorgeous bread that makes. It's a kind of a malted flavour, and I think it's got oats and things in it.
Absolutely
as well.
delicious.
So really good bread.
He's been in his bread oven. He's made this lovely little bread, which we probably may not try because we have some other things to talk about. I think I was mentioning to you, something you want to add to that?
I was just going to say, we also tried this very strong Canadian white bread flour,
Yes.
and it made a really, really soft loaf. It was like that.
What was the name of the strong Canadian?
I don't know. I think he was a lumberjack. yeah. Had a beard.
Very strong Canadian bread flour.
Yeah. So,
Amazing
do carry
stuff.
on.
No, that's something I'd forgotten.
We're going to experiment with half and half actually tomorrow.
Yes.
With the strong Canadian and the other bread. Carry on.
That's why I took it off him. I knew he just tried to steal the show. I placed an order with a company called Donald Russell. My brother-in-law introduced me to these, so thank you, Tim. Donald Russell is a Scottish meat supplier, an online supplier of Scottish meat. Michelle, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm nearly peeled.
We have Robin
Rick,
Hood flour in Canada. That's interesting.
Yeah. Can you see the comments easy from there?
I can.
Would you like them?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, look down here if you need to see any more.
Well, I can't see them. I can see those ones.
Beautiful. So I decided to order, and I've made a little video. I will put it up maybe later this week of placing the order over the end of last week, and it arrived at the beginning of this week. But I also decided to try some of their homemade recipes. Now, so this is a Donald Russell lasagna, and we've got 4 of these. So I'm going to pop these on to cook right now.
Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Is it Chris Garton?
Yes, he was worried it was all over. But,
beautiful, Chris. No,
we've
only just started, and sorry about the. So with these, I've actually defrosted them, and I like a good lasagna. But I think Rick and I, Michelle, we're all quite keen on lasagna. So I just pass those over to Rick.
We've got 4, 1 each and 1 for them.
1 each and 1 for you viewers. So we're going to actually.
Are you supposed to take the lid off and not cook it with the lid on?
What's he saying on instructions?
Cooking instructions. Cook with the lid on. I would never see him with that. Okay, preheat the oven. Remove film. Oh, you're all right. Remove film. Okay.
So we are going to. Let me just. We've got 4. And another fascinating little thing is some months ago, Rick and I were talking when we were somewhere else in the world about these new Breville ovens. How do they look, right? Not too bad.
It's
Would you do another?
potato. Are you going to put them in the oven now?
Potato, it's a lasagna. Try and get all the plastic off it.
Potato with cheese on it. This is that goes in the oven plastic,
Potato
isn't
with
it?
cheese on it. Somebody educate him, will you?
Allowed to stand for 5 minutes. Oh, before serving.
Okay. Not potatoes with cheese.
You're doing all 4?
Yeah, because you and I are pigs and we'll eat.
There's no way we're going to get through 4.
You
Okay. Well,
You'll eat 2 of these without a flinch, surely.
no, goodness me.
Right. So we thought we'd. So I've ordered a whole batch of meats from Donald Russell. We've got some bacon, some smoked bacon. We've got some beef fillet. Now all of the meats come from Scotland, apart from the pork. The pork comes from Denmark. So we've ordered a whole variety just to experiment with some cooking ideas. So we may be doing some cooking videos over this next week or so. Here are the lasagnas. So have a little look. I just correct Rick. It's not potato. It's pasta and white sauce.
Is that not a potato topping?
Lasagna, Rick.
Okay. It looks like potato.
It's not
With
a
cheese
shepherd's pie
Yeah.
or a cottage pie. It's a lasagna.
It's very underwhelming to look at, but I'm sure it'll taste lovely.
Okay. Crack on, lads.
Oh, I'm cracking them all
Crack
open,
on.
am
So,
I? So we've got lasagna for the next 2 days.
do you think? I thought they were quite small. These
Really?
are definitely a meal for one, but if they
Serves 2.
okay.
Not really. I'm just winding
Yo,
it up.
you
I'm on the
silly
wind-up today.
child. Get the lids off. So we're going to pop these into that little oven. So it's got a. I was saying to you, it's a Breville countertop oven. It's hard to see. I don't think you can see there, but it's just down here, and it's a small oven, the size of a microwave. But they're a great little oven that you can cook things a little bit like an air fryer, which Rick has over there. You can cook a roast dinner, which I did over the weekend.
You did. Yeah, it was a nice roast dinner.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just stating the bleeding obvious. They're a cooker. You can cook things in them.
Oh, let me just pop this
Sorry.
mashed potato. Let me just pop this. Stating the obvious. Let me just pop this mashed potato down here. Any other mash, Rick? Cheese covered mashed potato lasagna that you.
Sorry, we're forever winding each other up. It's what we do. It's quite fun. It's like a little.
Well, you might
little
find it
game.
fun. I actually am a little bit offended.
Just that you're saying
Let me
you've
just
got an
pop
oven.
down
You
here,
can
so-
cook things in it.
I'm going to pop this oven, just preheat it,
There we
200 degrees Celsius on a bake, and I'm going to do. There we go. His 4, his 4 pie and mashes.
We're
that
going to
Rick-
be eating lasagna for 2 days with those lot. That's a lot of food.
Thumbs up if you think Rick's potato comment was hilarious. Sorry, I take it. Michelle, could you dip back round and just check some comments?
Is that pretty? Oh, yeah.
Chris, Michelle's left in the back. She said, Chris is saying you're doing all the work.
Yeah.
What's that?
Are you preheating? Yeah. Good to go.
What music?
My alarm.
Oh. Oh, okay then, Chris. Oh, it's so hard.
Michelle left in the
So
back to do all the real work.
Benedict's in and Chris Garton's in and 4468. Now then, Rick Stevens.
Oh, hi, Steve.
As well. Monica, yeah.
So what Michelle is doing, which isn't really work at all, she's julienne this beautiful celery. Try that one.
Did you do that with a knife?
Yeah.
That's very impressive. They're all virtually the same size. That's very impressive. That looks like it's coming out of a machine.
She's a machine. She's pure AI, my Michelle.
Because I'm not real, Rick. Didn't you know?
I've got no
Little
taste.
peppery.
I've got no taste coming through whatsoever.
Taste buds at all. Is that what you were trying to say? This is the second food I've given you recently where you can't taste anything. I'm getting very worried.
I got nothing.
I would say we could stop because we don't need that prep. Oh,
We might as
Okay.
well do all of them and then it's in the
All right.
fridge at least.
so preheat in the oven to 200 degrees. When we hear the beep from the oven, we'll pop the shepherd's pies.
There it is. Got it. Kind of a cabbagey sort of oniony cabbagey. Very, very, very mild. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you've done a fantastic job of describing celeriac. It's like a little peppery celery. There's a
Not so. I haven't got celery. I've got cabbage.
just ignore
and
it.
pepper.
Just ignore it. It's a little peppery celery with a tiny, tiny underlying sort of heat to it. So if you could imagine the white end of the celery. So when you take the celery off and you get away from the green end and that the little white bit which comes down to the bottom, that is the flavour that Rick's not getting, which I can. Is your taste buds gone? Have you been doing too much whiskey?
I've had barely a millimetre off of this glass.
Oh, well then we better get the mulled wine out.
Oh, yes. Don't
I
they say
can't-
you shouldn't mix the grape and the hop? Oh no, there's no hops involved.
No, grape and grain.
Happy days, go for it.
Grape and grain. Don't mix grape and grain.
Oh no, I thought it was grape and hop. Sorry, I mean, no.
Oh, Michelle, save me.
Help me
Save
out,
me.
guys. Here, I'm sure it's you shouldn't mix the grain and the hop. Not grape and hop, grain and hop.
Help him out, guys.
It's beer and wine. You don't have beer and wine together. Beer is hops. Wine is grape. Grain.
Beer is grain.
Beer is grain. So where's the hop come from? I thought beer was hops.
Lord. There are hops in certain types of beers. It's the flower sort of that grows on a vine in the West Country of England and other places. I hate sounding knowledgeable,
my
but I
brain's
love
hurting now.
I love what you say. It's so good. Don't yes, basically.
Beer and wine. Yeah,
Chris,
beer and wine. Grape and hop.
Grape and grain.
Grape and grain. I've never
Beer
heard
is
grain
not-
in that expression.
Beer is not made out of hops. Hops is added to beer for flavour. Some beers, not all, only real ales.
But it's got something to do with hop. So beer is hop.
No, beer is not hop.
It's the gut and gut.
Grape and grain.
Okay, I've never associated grain with that saying.
She's just lost it now.
Welcome to my world.
That's why we love Rick. This is why Rick. If you want to see Rick doing a live stream, you can only come to my channel. He will never do a live stream.
And now you know why.
He's never done live streams on his own channel because he will say, "Careful, don't mix grape and hop."
Yeah, I need somebody to reel me in when I get things wrong.
So when you make beer, you take the grain, which is rye or barley, and you make a mash. And then you can make beer. You can make lager. You can make any beer you want. Some beers, not all beers, particularly ales, you add hops to, which are a flour, to flavour the beer. It's a bittering agent.
Okay.
So there we go.
Preheating is done.
Okay, in goes the mash.
Okay. Monster mash.
In goes the mash.
The mash.
Oh, Michelle. Okay.
You did invite me here. It's all on you.
It's all great
You
entertainment.
know what I'm like.
I hope in goes the mash, cheesy mash. So we are going to cook those. We better do a timer. I won't shout out.
Oh, she who should not be named.
Let me just do a quick timer, or would somebody like to do it for us? We need a 20-minute timer. Would somebody like to do that for us? Can we trust somebody? I mean, we're looking at 7 o'clock, let's say, our time.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yep.
And
That's really fine,
but
Rick.
if somebody would like to remind us, because I can't trust Rick at the moment,
Well, I can get her name, but if I say her name,
then you'll all be
everybody will get a time. Well, everybody will get a timer, and then they'll be able to remind us.
beautiful.
So, should I do it? Shall I do it?
Here, thank you, Ben, for the new link.
What's the video link?
Nice hair, Rick.
Thank you.
Oh, that was.
That was at the beginning, wasn't
It's a
it?
bit sticky out, but I can live with it.
I think that's the comments from the previous one. I just suddenly looked and and Ben saying, for something's sake, get on and do another live. And I think that's the chat from the previous one. Thank you, Ben. How do we get back to the UK? We crossed over from the same way we left. Actually, we went from Caen to Portsmouth and then cycled from Portsmouth some of the way. We did cheat a little bit. We haven't cheated at all, but we did cheat a little bit coming back on some trains, if you can call it cheating. So Chris, we are currently done as far as, because the winter's drawn in for the cycling. If anybody would like to buy a lightly used set of bikes, we're probably going to sell the bikes. I think that's where we want to go next. It's really difficult to take the bikes with us. So Michelle and I have talked about, selling the bikes. It just makes sense. I'd love to keep them, to be honest, but getting them back to Australia is really complicated, and we've got a few places we want to go before, so it's really hard to the logistics of getting the bikes back to Australia. Plus, we have bikes in Australia, so that's one of those reasons. Ben, great question. Where are you going next? We've talked about so many things, Ben, and I promised Michelle that we take her on somewhere warm. I take her somewhere sunny and warm. So at the moment,
We're in Swindon.
Scotland.
Yes, Swindon.
Yeah. Sunny Swindon.
In sunny Swindon.
Very grey this morning, wasn't it? Dean said, I used to make my own alcohol, beer, wine, and it was rather interesting making different varieties.
It really is. Did you ever do?
No, it's something we were talking about though, because we were talking about that chemical that they put in most shop bought wines. Nitrates. That if you make your own, you don't have to put the nitrates in.
Mashed potato.
Yes, mashed potato wine. I'm sure that's a thing. Potato wine is a thing.
It's actually a thing, isn't it?
It is a thing, isn't it?
Potato alcohol is the thing. I'm not sure if it's a wine, but yes, it maybe.
We're being pedantic, not calling it wine.
I'm being pedantic.
Wine making. Where are you going next?
Sulfites.
Sorry, I'm taking
sulfites. No, you're here to add comedic
for the comedic value.
And a bomb.
I haven't got a funny bone in my body, but
we were talking just
sulfites. Yes.
Talking about sulfites and sulfates recently. Michelle, the slave in the background. Poor Michelle. Michelle.
Yes.
Just turn around and let everyone know that you are not chained to that chopping board. Come here, sweetheart.
I can move. Celery axe chopped. I've just got to add the bits to it now.
We talked about this before. We said, well, why don't you make the salad?
Because I'm better than him. I didn't say anything. I'm going back to my...
No, hang on. That's really rude, because Rick is here, you know. He is here. He's got feelings.
Oh.
She's just not better than me. So, people might think, sometimes I get comments saying how rude you are. I am.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't hold back.
We spent some time in northern Italy. This is this is what we call the weave. Yeah.
It's a great. Ow!
do the ham. Do the syrup. Do the syrup, Rick.
I have no idea what he's on about.
The weave.
That weave. Yeah. Yeah, probably not.
No,
I did mention that.
Let's have a. Can we open the? What do you call? What's this say?
NAI Narns. Narns. Narns.
Nairns.
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 I'm sorry, I had to get you to say it again.
Nairns.
Nairns
Nairns.
oatcakes.
Nairns.
Nairns.
Marmite cheese coat. No.
So stay on track.
Nairns
We
gone
were
to my
with
head.
Michelle some years ago. Michelle and I spent some time in northern Italy in Friulano, which is up near Venice, with some good friends of ours. And I drank quite a lot of red wine, more than I probably should. And I said to Michelle at the time, I said, I think I might pay for this because generally red wine has a negative effect on me.
We're back on the sulfites thing.
We are.
Yes.
I thought it's the weave, Rick.
Yes,
I'm
the
going
weave.
back. So
Circling back.
back to Chris's mention about the sulfates. And I said to my Italian friend at the time, I think this is going to make me feel very rough. And he said, no, you'll be fine. And the following morning I woke up and I was fine. I was completely fresh as a daisy. No sort of sinuses, no thick head. And I said to him, why is that? And our beautiful friend Tiziano, a big shout out to Tits. Oh dear, it's his nickname. Oh Lord.
His.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Please continue.
I said to Tiziano. I said, listen, Tits. Why have I not got a headache? And he said, because we do not put sulfates or sulfites in our wines in this region. And he said, I wish his name was Dave. Oh, Lord. So,
It's got warm in here.
it's got very hot. So I said to my lovely Italian friends, why have we not got a headache? And he said, because we don't put any preservative, any sulfites or sulfates in the wine. And I said, that's amazing. So I can drink as much red wine as I like and I will not get a thick head. And it was true. Oh. So, Chris, yes, the preservative, the sulfates and sulfites. Sulfates are a naturally occurring mineral. Sulfites are the oxidization of sulfates. Sorry to.
And they add those so that they can travel.
Yeah, they add them so that they can travel. So why they add them into wines is so that when they're moving from Italy to Australia, or Australia to your beautiful country wherever you are, even Swindon, I believe, they don't spoil. They're a preservative, and that's why they're in there. But they also are the ingredients that give us the thick head. It's just not good for us. It is not good for us.
I'm wondering, because I know there are British wine manufacturers
Who still use sulfites, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they hold a batch back without the sulfites in them for, like, their testing. I'm sure there must be a British winemaker that has a little place you can go to and
Britain.
taste the wine.
Britain, famous wine production region of Europe.
I would travel if there was a wine manufacturer that didn't put sulfates for locally bought wine, I would go there and buy a batch of wine.
I would also. I mean, they probably do for themselves, but they're not legally, because of EU regulations, allowed to sell them into the supermarkets and retail establishments without the sulfates. So they have to put it in.
So the only other option is to make your own.
Yes.
So,
as I think Chris was saying. Let me just.
there's a flipping. Make your own wine. The problem is you've got to buy all the equipment, haven't you? And well, they can probably buy a starter kit for not a lot.
You can. But the starter kits quite often have
Sulfites in them.
Yeah.
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 Not always the way.
You would have to actually get your own grapes and crush them with your feet.
Grape juice from the
Because as
carton.
long as it wasn't preserved, as long as it was, if you could check whether the grape, because a lot of grape juices are also preserved.
Right.
For supermarkets, you may find there are already sulfates in them.
What about the stuff from concentrate where they water it down?
You can check, but it's certainly, maybe one of you could just check for us.
I was saying, my dad used to make wine, and he'd made wine out of apple juice in cartons.
What we'd like to call cider.
No, it was apple wine. No, it was apple wine. It was very nice.
My dad used to make wine out of malt, and
Don't you make beer out of malt?
yeah, but we called it wine. Like you seem to be able to call apple wine.
No,
Wine.
it was proper wine. It was apple wine. It was very clear. It looked like wine. White. Oh, it's white wine.
Good day. Is Nina the ambulance campers in?
Oh,
good
Nina.
friend Damon.
Hello, Damon.
Damon and Jen, love to you. We're looking forward to seeing you. We are back in the UK for a short time, and we're going to be trying to connect with some of our friends here. So we are having this week. I'm hoping that Damon. Well, I'm not hoping. They promised us they're coming down to see us, and Damon from Nina the ambulance camper, and I'm hoping Jen as well are coming down, and we're going to have pizza, and maybe we'll make a few little videos, and so it's going to be super. Susan, I would love Rick to travel with us. Oh, here we go. Oh. Here's one I prepared earlier. It is delicious. This is a celeriac salad.
It's coated in a thing.
Originally made, it's got a mayonnaise, black pepper, a little bit of salt.
Mayonnaise, not sour cream.
Yes,
Not sour cream. For this one, this is mayonnaise. So an egg-based mayonnaise. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Susan was just saying, would Rick travel with us? Michelle, you'll need to go through all the comments. We may have missed many of them. I would love Rick. I've been trying to coax him into coming.
He's been badgering me to say, let's go to Japan next week.
He loves Japan. I would, at a flinch, if you could get some way of encouraging this man to, he's what?
I don't travel.
He doesn't travel
That's the
well.
problem. Yeah.
A bit like B.A. Baracus. I think we've got to knock him on the head, get him into a plane somehow, because I know that he would be, and as many of you, to be honest, so many of the people that have followed us for years, I'd love to meet them up in somewhere cool. But if I could get, why did I try to see the weave there? If I could get him to come with us on a trip, it would be a lot of fun. He would have a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ben says you should go with them, Rick. Do it. Once you're out, you'll love it.
I agree, but he won't do it, and I've tried for many years now to get him to come.
Damon says, I hope if he can survive the panthers, koalas and giraffes.
What?
If he can survive the panthers, koalas and giraffes,
Oh.
he will be down to see us.
Is that a reference to his wildlife camera?
Yes.
Okay. I will just show you, Rick, because you haven't seen them.
That was
But
a good
here.
Yeah.
Is
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
I can show you guys. Damon has a wildlife camera. You'll recall, many of you have watched that we stopped at Damon's field on the way. Now, Damon has a wildlife camera. It's, what are they called? Are they just called wildlife cameras?
I think it's just wildlife cameras.
And I thought I'd play a little trick on him. This is nearly 4 months ago when we first started cycling, 3.5 months. I took his wildlife camera and I tinkered a little bit, just a tiny bit, with the photographs that he was taking. And here you can see, here's one. Now, Damon didn't spot it, and I was quite disappointed. But there you go. There is one, a giraffe. You might see just on this one, a panther in Damon's field. And then koala bear. Koala bear, would you believe it? in the depths of Gloucester, bloody koalas, Struth. So I did this, and I thought it would be hilarious, and Damon didn't spot it, and you had to say to him, take a look at your camera.
Last weekend, yeah.
So Rita says, I hope you guys are going to do the washing up. And Benedict says, organic wine is supposed to have very little sulfites, at least in France. One of my nephew is allergic.
Organic
Benedict.
wine. I like that idea. It might be worth investigating, buying a few bottles of organic wine and see
I
how we
agree.
feel. In the morning. We'll drink loads. And see how we feel in the morning.
I agree.
I think that should be a good,
Sounds like a
good
plan.
purely for science, of course, scientific experiment.
In the meantime, I do have Benedict. Benedict is a beautiful, lovely French lady we met.
Sorry, go on, carry on.
Don't you interrupt me, otherwise you'll be doing the washing up.
I know.
I'm such a misogynist. Benedict's a beautiful lady we met in in Normandy, and she's been following us, and she is absolutely gorgeous, and she cycles, and she's just discovered us, so I'm happy. Benedict, we had a great time in your wonderful country. The cycling was superb. We just run out of steam in Bordeaux, and I know you said your husband was not a massive fan of Bordeaux, so that's good to hear. I didn't overly like Bordeaux, and it's sort of anyway, enough said on that.
So Chris says very few sulfite-free wines in the UK. I only found it once in an independent wine shop. Organic wines in the UK all had sulfates. He's already checked.
Oh,
Really?
wines.
Yes, you have to get
that's
some
a
French
shame.
organic wine.
They're not. They won't
Oh.
be able to legally sell it here because we're outside. Anyway, we will look into it.
We'll find a way.
So, how are we
There's
doing
a-
on the
there's a
whiskey?
way.
So Damon
I'm
says to
trying.
Rick, if you go with friends, it would be a lot less stressful.
I agree.
And Susan says, regarding meeting some of your subscribers, how about something like a group cruise?
Group. I'd love it. I mean, we were thinking, no, truly.
You love the idea of a cruise,
No, this is going back to, we've thought about going to South Africa. One of the places we considered going to is South Africa. And Michelle found there was a cruise from Barcelona to South Africa,
Yes.
to Cape
Really?
Town. 18 days.
18 nights,
And
yes.
very, very reasonably priced. And because we haven't really done a cruise, I thought it might be a bit much. It would be great fun if all our friends were on it, and Rick and Damon and Ben and
Susan.
well, who just said that?
Susan.
And Susan and everybody that's in the live stream
That
would
would
be
be cool.
cool. It would be a bit crowded in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll finish.
So we're swapping over the whiskey glasses.
And not mixing the
That's-
grape and grain.
That's a whiskey glass. That is a wine glass.
Michelle, you're so ignorant. It's
Without the stem.
grape and hops.
Grape and hop.
Go back to your...
That's a good name for a pub. The Grape and Hop. Carry on.
Mona, she says, darling, Stephen, gorgeous Michelle, is that Rick? Great to see your other partner in
Hello,
in
Mona.
charm.
How are you this evening?
Mona's
Lovely.
always is good. Mona's always good. Now, we've got this mulled wine. It isn't Christmas yet, but it's getting... Oh, we should have kept some for Damon.
To get another one.
Damon doesn't drink wine.
He doesn't drink. David doesn't drink. Oh dear.
So, tell me that, Rick. Tell me what you think. You're allowed to hold the
Oh,
bottle.
yeah. Oh, that's very... I'm getting Lincolnshire Christmas market. Yep.
What, you mean green tights and
Lincoln green.
Felt hats?
Oh, it's very Christmassy.
Okay. Men in tights. I can smell men in tights. And felt hats.
Don't worry, Ben, I will get them back onto your question soon.
We are coming back, Ben. So we're actually going to... The bottle suggests warming. But should we try a tiny little tot?
Yeah,
Cold?
I'm not sure it's going to be good cold.
Okay, so let's go a little bit warmed.
So Damien says, I'll have you know I had a bottle of Baileys in the shopping for Christmas today.
Yeah, what?
A bottle of Baileys in the Christmas shopping today.
Very nice. Baileys is nice.
Drop of
Baileys is
Baileys.
nice. Irish whiskey, always good.
So this is a mulled red wine. Mulled wine, for those of you that are not sure, is a wine that is infused with Christmas spices. So you should have nutmeg, star anise, ginger, and all the usual suspects.
It's pretty.
It's nice,
pretty-
isn't it?
pretty
Lovely
heavy.
smell.
Very floral.
That'll be the spices.
So just hold that up there. See what we get. What are we getting? That's dark, isn't it?
Yeah. You had a nice tint in your hand there, but it's gone now. You've moved.
Okay. Beautiful.
Twist it.
Look at that.
Oh, gone.
Okay.
What am I smelling? There's a really pungent. Is it cinnamon?
Cinnamon, probably.
Cinnamon, yeah, and a bit of maybe star anise, maybe some ginger in there as well. That's quite,
Ooh, gets you in the gills.
doesn't it? It's quite sweet, fruity, loose fruits like red currants, black currants.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Actually, it's got that black currant tartness, dryness.
yes, I agree. and it suggests on the bottom to
nice.
warm it up.
Shall I nuke a bit?
Please, Rick.
Shall I nuke
I would do half that bottle and maybe
just a moderate amount then, yes?
Yes.
And Rita says, I love Bailey's especially.
Oh Lord.
Steady on, man. Steady on. What do you think? 30 seconds?
I don't know.
30 seconds.
I'm still recovering.
I will repeat
A little
that.
longer, I think.
Rita says, I love Bailey's, especially homemade.
Rita,
Yes.
you're a lady after my own heart. Bit of Bailey's.
2 years ago, we made a video on exactly how to make it.
Yes, we did. We made Bailey's here on this countertop. I've made it many times before, but we made it here with Rick.
Yes,
And I think
yeah.
we bowed and bottled up some and handed them out to
We had
family and friends.
labels and everything.
Yeah,
Little
we
van
did.
on it.
We did.
Mm.
So we're gonna.
And Mona says that to Ben and to Damon that you guys are preparing for the cruise lockdown now, it seems.
So did Ben have a question?
Ben has a question. He says, where are you going next? You were going to mention 30 minutes ago. I'm still waiting. Put the alcohol down for 3 seconds and answer.
What was the question?
Ben
Wants to know where we're going.
It keeps changing,
Oh, okay.
so I will tell you the current lineup. That's all I can do. We've only been back a short time, and we've run it through. So I will give you the current lineup, and you can tell me if you think it's what you think of it. There's a small caveat because there's a problem.
Yes. Chris says your dinner is burnt.
Okay. Swindon, Marrakesh, Naples. Am I allowed to say all this?
Yeah, because it probably will change.
Naples to Cyprus to Turkey. This is the current lineup of our preferred. It was now 3 days ago. This little digit over here, rather chubby as it is, as I'm often told when I make sausages on. This was Mexico, so we've changed.
Oh, that's
Empty
warm.
your glass.
So what do you think of those lineups? I mean, ignore Swindon, obviously.
So Susan says time, and Ben says, wait, is that by cruise? So I will check, Susan. Oh, no.
Oh, Susan says time.
Yeah.
She's not far off either.
Oh, okay.
Not done yet, though.
I would
No,
say.
right, on.
There's a light. How's it looking?
Mm.
Susan, I think we might have to crack. Michelle's looking. Oh no, they don't look.
No, I was going to say they're going to need longer than that.
We're going to add 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes, everybody.
They're not even bubbling yet.
No.
This smell this. This has completely changed. Heating it up has completely changed the
It
smell.
does with the mulled wine. Yeah, that's why it's so
It's kind of a
cakey.
earthy. It's kind of gone. It's gone. It's nowhere near as
No,
nice.
that's because it probably will taste just as nice. That is the that's the cinnamon and the star anise. It's cooked a little bit, so
It's got a.
I hope you didn't boil it. It does say don't boil it.
Oh, it will. It's no. It wouldn't have boiled. It's,
Okay.
it's,
oh, that's nice.
is it?
So Chris says,
Oh, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
But the smell's gone weird.
That's because the cinnamon has
cooked.
it's changed the whole.
infused.
It's as a maze. It's completely changed.
There
the
may
smell.
be they probably put mixed spices in here, so there may be actually allspice as well, which is quite woody when it's cooked,
But the taste is lovely.
not the aftershave.
So Chris says Naples and Cyprus sounds good, and Ben says so basically Morocco, then Italy, then Cyprus, then Turkey. Is that by cruise?
No, it's not by cruise.
But there may be a cruise.
There may
involved.
be a small cruise involved. Then
What temperature was it? At?
200.
200.
do you want
10
to?
minutes.
Yes.
Do you want to? No, leave it at 200.
200.
Thank you.
200 10 minutes. It just
Thank you,
ended, so it's back on 200 at 10 minutes.
We're drinking and we'll be sozzled if we don't. Can we get those Marmite crackers
Yes.
open? Let's.
Yes, Mona says, Michelle,
let's-
are your handsome guests feeding you too? You well too? Girl needs a tip or two. I've got my water, Mona, but they are going
Mona,
to feed
she's a
me.
teetotaler. I've been trying for 20 years or 30 years or 40 or maybe.
got to say the food here for the last week has been right.
Yes, we've got some great surprises to come. We've got some amazing pizza. Rick has got a new pizza oven. We are playing with pizza.
There are certain advantages to having a couple of foodies come and live with you.
I think you want to say a chef of great renown, Rick. That's what you probably
That's exactly what I meant. Yes, of course.
Okay, so this is a cheese and Marmite oatcake.
Nairns, as like cairns.
Very thin, very crumbly, I'm guessing. Or...
Over here in Steve's kitchen, I will pop a little bit of
Soft cheese.
spreadable cheese, a little bit of fake Philadelphia.
So Ben says, well, I would say go for an interesting itinerary. Yes, we've been playing with the itinerary, Ben, every day.
We have been playing. There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Ricardo.
Marvellous.
There you
Is
go,
there butter
mate.
on that? Is there that nice butter on it?
No, that's... oh, underneath.
Do you not put butter on crackers? Do you not put butter on crackers?
Yeah, grape and...
Surely you put butter on a
Fox.
cracker, especially that nice butter with the
This is
crystal
is
salt.
We will
Instead
do
of
that.
butter.
We will do that in the next one.
Benedict, do you put butter on and cheese on your crackers?
We are heathens, Benedict, in these British Isles. We are heathens.
This is just.
It's no wonder you call
cheese.
it the roast beef of Europe.
You can taste the Marmite. I can taste the
Oh,
Marmite.
that's really nice.
Marmite and cheese. Is it just?
Oh, no, that's so nice. That's so simple, but so nice.
Good. Good. I'm pleased.
Yes, we agree, Ben. Not both.
Not bad, really?
Right. Oh,
That's all right, isn't it?
lovely, isn't it?
That's such a simple thing.
Are we going to get sponsored by
I think we should.
Niana?
Yes, if you got any contacts with Narns, or whatever they're called.
It's nice, Michelle. What have you
Nairns.
Nairns.
Like
Nairns.
cairns. Damon says, I'm still watching, but I'm making a cooked dinner with gravy and everything.
had? Okay. I'm laying out 3 more crackers.
Oh, wow.
This time,
Very good.
huh? Impressed.
So nice.
I told you. I told you you'd love them.
Do you need a different butter, a different knife?
I'm going to, Michelle, if you keep doing things, people will accuse me of slave driving you.
No, I just don't want you to put the butter in, the cheese knife in the butter.
Haven't you washed up yet?
That's later.
Might be alright.
Mona, she is treated very well. Look at this beautiful. So this is the butter. I've just opened it. This is the salt crystal butter. And Benedict, if you're still in, thank you for the French. Only the French could take something as simple as butter and elevate it to something as beautiful as crystal Atlantic crystal salt in butter. We are now copying you here in the Great Isle of Britain, and
West Country butter.
West Country butter with grains of crystallized salt in. So this time I'm going to actually pop a little bit of salt crystal butter.
Ben wants to know, can you get them in Australia? I'm in Oz at the moment.
Oh, he's up in still over there, are
So
you?
he's in Cairns. You could get the Nairns in Cairns.
Get the nails, or you get the nylons in Kyons.
Nairns in Cairns, alright.
So a little bit of well, Rick, I've done it based on your requirement.
That's a Rick
A
requirement.
little bit of butter, just a smidgen, barely a smudge of butter, or what Rick calls barely enough.
Yeah.
Not even worth putting on.
Butter is so good.
Of salted, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see, I think probably live stream is not going to show, but if you look, thank you to the French. Aren't the French wonderful? The little crystals of salt in there. No way the British could have come up with that. I'm sorry, Damon, you couldn't have come up with it. The best
Smidgen, a chef technical term. Will you get all the technical terms here, Ben?
smidging or a smudge. A smudge is what it's not. A smidging is what it couldn't be. A great big bloody dollop is what it actually is.
Yeah.
So, all cooking technical terms.
Oh, I thought we were having it just butter.
Blob of
No, Rick.
soft cheese on the floor.
If I
now.
gave that to Rick with just butter on, do you think he would forgive me?
I thought we had to do it with one and then a mix.
All right. I'll put
Yeah,
that-
put that aside.
Try
I'll put
with
that
just the
over there.
butter. Do you want more?
We need another one.
I need one more.
Which one is open?
How is everybody?
Benedict said she's around. I'm around still. Good. Benedict, that's good
She's
to hear.
Beautiful. What a beautiful lady. What a beautiful
There we go.
character, spirit.
Come on, hit those thumbs up. You're being a bit mean with your thumbs up.
Can you get one out for me?
There we go.
What am I employing you for?
See, I like these just to say, with absolutely nothing on them.
We can do that. I mean, you can do, right, from now on, she gets them with nothing.
Yeah, we get dry crackers.
Probably not enough butter on that one. For
No.
me. Probably not. That one goes to
Oh, that's for
Michelle.
me,
A
yeah.
little, a smudge, a
Thank
smidgen.
you.
This one, a double smudge, goes to
Oh yes,
Ricky.
that's just about enough. Thank you.
this one. Is for me. So, cheese and Marmite,
Marmite.
Nen, oat
Okay.
cakes.
So is that better than the cheese or better with butter?
How come everyone else is nibbling them? But him.
Do it in one go. Then.
Oh yes,
That's still really nice.
very nice.
Mm.
But we can probably lift that to another level. Do you think, Rick?
With both.
A double?
Mm.
Okay. Hand me the comfy chair. Right. So now we're going to go butter knife, butter. So, any more questions, Michelle? Well, Rick and I.
Mona says, teetotal, then I'm with you, Michelle, especially with the Steve smidgen of buttery love. That doesn't sound right, did it?
Did you add that last sentence? Part of the sentence.
No, that was from Mona.
That doesn't, she said doesn't sound right.
Yeah, she said, in brackets, that didn't sound right, did it?
No. No. Cheese and butter. My dear sweet
Oh, sorry,
Michelle.
I'm just reading the comments.
Mona has passed that to you. What do you reckon, Rick? Which one would you choose if you had the choice? Okay. He thought I'd do a switch.
I was waiting for you
He
to
thought
do the
I'd do a
switch.
switch. I knew this one had more cheese on it.
Cheers.
Cheers, me dear. Ting, ting. They're very nice, aren't they?
The cheese has got that coolness to it. Just really sets it off.
I'm going to say I prefer just the plain butter.
Well, I don't get the butter under the cheese on that one. So either it's one or the other, but not both. That's wasteful having both.
I agree. So, the planet.
Steve's buttery biscuits, says Ben. And then he said that doesn't sound much better.
No, I think just the cheese on its own.
Buttery biscuit fingers. Just the cheese. You would go cheese on its own. Rick would go cheese on its own. Michelle. Hang on, 1 minute. Sorry, we have to add a final.
You're going to be full. We've got things cooking
Just a
in the
naked
oven.
biscuit.
A naked biscuit. Rick's always got to add pornography to everything.
So Jen's just tuned
Check
in.
out his channel.
What are you doing? Taste testing
Rick
cheese
Van
and
Man.
butter on biscuits.
It's all smutty like that.
And Susan says almost time. She's our timer.
Susan, you are an absolute beauty.
30 seconds. Oh, and that's bubbling now as well.
Oh yes, and it's got colour.
Oh,
We have colour.
The potato has risen.
I'm hungry now. I'm full.
Yes, thank you, Susan. So did you hear Jen says, just tuned in, what are you doing? Taste testing cheese and butter on biscuits.
Hi, Jan.
Highbrow stuff, Jen. Highbrow stuff. We've got
What's that?
10 minutes.
That's your lasagnas. These are quite dry on their own. They do need a thing on them.
they need a.
They need something.
Where's your wine gone?
In my belly.
What are you going to wash the Jaffa cakes down with? We've still got Jaffa cakes to do yet. Warm up some more wine, Rick.
Really?
Malova says, now I'm hungry, I
that
need some
wine?
of those biscuits.
You're basically talking nonsense anyway, so why not?
That's what you always say when you watch Steve's Kitchen, and it makes you hungry, doesn't it?
So, last thing we're going to try, I think another 5 minutes, if we could just...
Susan, thank you.
Susan.
You're doing a grand
Susan,
job there.
5 minutes, please. It's better than she may not be named.
Absolutely.
Look at the shrinkflation in those. They're tiny. I remember when Jaffa cakes used to be like that big, and now they're that big.
See, I would never complain about stuff like that. I feel
Oh yeah, of course you wouldn't, Steve. No, I've never heard you say that.
I feel like you're just spoiling it for me.
They are tiny. That's an 1.5 inches diameter.
Well, they look similar size to me.
They're like little Jaffa cake minis.
What's he like?
Now you only allowed one because it was spoiled.
I don't want one now. I don't want one. He's spoiled it for me. And I was getting those for your birthday.
That's so disappointing.
Oh well. Change the Christmas present.
That's so sad.
Absolutely ruined it.
That's about.
No, let me just...
Shrinkflation should be a crime, says Ben.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I can smell.
I think you're right.
Coca-Cola. So these are Jaffa cakes. For those of you that are not from the UK and maybe don't know Jaffa cakes, or Australians do know Jaffa cakes, New Zealanders know Jaffa cakes. I don't think Americans, French, and people from any other part know what a Jaffa cake is. It's basically a little sponge cake.
You've got to help yourself, Rick.
Little sponge cake with a coating of ordinary dark chocolate. I'm not a major fan, and a little gelatine fruit
Disc.
jam on top. And these ones are Coca-Cola flavoured.
Yeah. It's so subtle, isn't it?
No, I get that. That's,
immediately.
That's as subtle as the orange. That is in your face.
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
that's Coca-Cola.
There's something wrong with my taste buds.
There is something wrong with your taste buds. That is like having a bottle of Pepsi Cola
Is that got to have
up
another
your
one
nose.
to make sure?
They're nice, aren't they? You don't like Jaffa cakes, but what do you think?
No, I'm very into like Jaffa cakes because they are one of your favourite biscuits, and I have to help you eat the packet. So Coca-Cola
no
flavoured.
choice then.
So you know who is being...
He said that must be weird. No, it's not weird, Ben. It actually is quite nice.
It's like, you know the Coca-Cola bottles that Haribo do?
Well, that's what it says, isn't it? They are Coca-Cola bottle flavours, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're like Haribo Coca-Cola
It's
bottles
the jelly, isn't it? Coca-Cola
with a
bottles.
little orange sort of like, so if you could get a Haribo Coca-Cola bottle and add some orange essence to it, and on a Jaffa cake.
So it is just the jelly bit that's Coca-Cola.
I like it.
That works.
So, I closed the lid of my computer sound because I'm... Cheers, me dear.
Good love, hi.
Gordon, I hope you're well. I
Yes.
hope your wife's well. I
Hey,
hope
Gordon.
I hope you are super, mate. I know I know it's been a tough year. Hope you're doing good.
So Armalova says, I love those with orange.
These are quite nice. I wouldn't... they're not going to stick around long. If you're in the UK, I would say get a packet soon and try them. Then they're not going to overtake Jaffa cakes, are they?
No, I think I prefer the original Jaffa cakes if I want to be really boring. But
We've had something similar like in France with the raspberry, haven't they? They're not called Jaffa cakes, but they do this similar sort of thing with the raspberry.
They do, and
They were very nice too.
they do a raspberry Jaffa cake. Well,
Yeah.
actually, maybe Benedict will know the name. In France, they do almost the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
not
a
Jaffa cake.
small sponge cake with a chocolate and gelatine fruit flavoured disc on top.
So Gunlo says we're getting there, mate.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. A wonderful 2025 to everybody. Oh, there's an odd number. Who's going to have that last one?
We'll divide it up.
Slice it into 3. Let's have a look at
Lasagna.
lasagna.
Yes. So Ben says I've tried different flavoured Jaffa cakes before, never as good as the original. But he's not had them in years, though, because he can't get them in
You're right.
Barbados.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually,
Really?
there are other flavours, aren't there?
They do. I think they do these special edition every so often.
Raspberry.
That potato looks amazing.
It does look amazing. I'm going that. Where are your tea towels?
Up here. Oh, in that one there.
Okay. Because I'm going to find that a little.
Yeah,
Why
You could use
don't
your-
hold the tray up and then slide them all off onto the desk.
Yes. We could go down there with the soft cheese.
Yeah. Yes, yeah,
I
we-
spotted that.
Yeah, don't tread
You
on
spot
that.
it,
either.
Rick?
Yeah.
So Good Love wants to know when you're uploading, Rick.
Here we go. Look at those bubbling.
They do
Lasagnas.
look good.
They do smell
They
nice.
smell good too. Oh yeah.
Can't try them yet because it'd be too hot.
So we got the lovely Michelle has made a. Oh, you want to try some, Rick?
Let's try a little bit with the coating on. Just
Yeah.
to,
Sorry, I should have done that really. But
Nice bubbling mashed potatoes.
it takes
So it's-
ages for the
it's like
flavour to
a
come through.
it's like a coleslaw, but a little peppery, a little celery. You don't need carrot. We sometimes have made it with
Oh, yeah.
I've
carrot.
made it with carrot as well, but we didn't this time.
It's like a peppery coleslaw. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've not actually added salt to that, so it must be the mayonnaise that's got the salt in that. 'Cause there's salt there, isn't there?
There is. So we're going to
Looks yummy, said Susan. Thank you, Susan, for being our timer.
thank you.
Oh
Susan.
yes.
Let me just see if I can.
Get a plate first, maybe pop it on. Oi.
That looks hot.
Here we go. Look at that.
That does look good.
So this is a
So chef prepared.
chef prepared. They say that they're made in Scotland. I believe them to be the case. This is a chef's prepared lasagna. Lasagna has no potato in it, Rick.
No.
Really?
It looks beautiful.
Does
Mm,
look like
it does
salt.
look good.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Looking forward to trying that.
We're going to have this with a little salad and a little bit of celeriac.
That stuff.
Um,
Ben says, Rick, travel with Stephen Michelle. You'll love it. You'll always be around then.
yes. Rick,
Go.
I'll ask you now. Would you like to come next week to Japan?
Yeah, all right, then. Go on, let's do it.
Sorted.
I'm kidding.
Sort no. Michelle. Get
Heard it
on to
here
flights.com. Organise the trip.
I've got that page ready.
Very nice.
Yeah, oh, nice.
I quite like that.
I'll say that for my pudding.
Okay.
Don't want to ruin my appetite.
Oh, we've got to. After all these little treats,
Yeah.
we've got to eat a full meal.
We'll leave it half hour. What's your verdict on the mulled wine?
The mulled wine,
The
I
warm
say,
world mulled wine.
is quite delicious. I'd say it's. Let's be fair. It's not an expensive mulled wine. It's from the supermarket, and I'd say that's not a bad mulled wine.
It's not unpleasant, is it?
If you were ladling that at Christmas time into, if you had 3 or 4 bottles in a nice punch bowl, you were ladling into people's
With some
glasses,
sliced oranges in there as
nice caramelised sliced oranges, maybe
Yeah.
some, and that would be quite
well. Yes, if
acceptable.
you're in the right sort of, mindset.
Yeah,
Christmas.
right environment.
Yeah,
Little bit
freezing
of
cold
Christmas
outside.
music,
Yeah.
jingle of bells.
That's it.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, I say that's okay. Ever so cheap. I can't remember the price, but it was on special, and we thought we'd try it. It's a little early for Christmas, but it's not bad. I don't know what the percentage alcohol is,
5%.
5.
but okay, 5% alcohol.
Which is-
Any more questions before we
Nope.
knock this on the head?
Nope.
We've told you we're all back in the UK. Recently back in the UK. Finished the cycle. Thank you everybody for joining us on that ride. I know Michelle and I do some. Come around here, sweetheart. Come. I know Michelle and I do some strange things. We take Steve's kitchen from cooking chocolate cake in the kitchen to hiking from Scotland to Land's End to cycling around Taiwan to cycling across Europe. It is a very eclectic channel. or as Rick likes to call it, a variety channel. Yeah. So we will actually this next year, I think we're going to be trying to pull it back towards food a little bit. But I've said that before.
Yes,
Said that many times before.
It's the plan.
We're back here for not a long time. We sort of hoping to do a couple of weeks with Rick and then set off on a journey somewhere. We haven't decided quite yet. Today's plan is Morocco. There was a caveat, and I think I said that at the beginning. So the little weave that's come back. We have a drone with us, and apparently you're not allowed to take a drone into Morocco, so they will confiscate it from you. So
And a lot of people, because they sort of maybe go from Spain and go back, will leave it in Spain, but we're not planning on
we're
going
not.
back.
We're carrying on. So we've got to either get rid of the drone, if anyone would like to buy a DJI. Damon?
Yeah.
Would you like to buy a DJI Mavic 3 Pro with a beautiful touch screen and spare battery? If you would like to have a drone in your life, I'm expecting offers around about the £500 mark. So crass when you start flogging someone.
You do.
Okay.
Oh, after
And if anybody would like to buy this this little jig, this little whiskey jig, and we are taking offers in the region of £4.95. We're also selling QVC. I also have, can be posted in the jiffy bag, beautiful fresh salad, starting off at £11.50. Bids are welcome. So no, we are going to be getting away from the bicycles for the time being. I don't know if we'll be doing bicycles again anywhere near in the future. We've got some fun things to do. We are planning on, at the moment, doing Morocco, Italy, Cyprus and Turkey. But yesterday it was quite different, so it could end up being other parts of the world. No, it could not. At the moment, this time of year.
You take me somewhere warm.
Yeah.
So,
like Cornwall. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
Yes. All right. So everybody, we love you lots. We a little update. We'll do another live stream maybe on the weekend to keep you up together. I've got one more video to do from the cycle series. I may do it, I may not, or we may jump into the new stuff. Thank you, Ben, for coming in and being our moderator on the channel.
And Mona is a moderator also.
Mona's a moderator?
She is.
She is. Mona. Mona, I didn't know you were a moderator. I thought we just had you in moderation. All good things must be in moderation, Mona. So thank you for coming in and keeping an eye on things for us. Watching Rick getting disgracefully drunk on camera and referring to pasta as mashed potato. Thank you, Michelle, for cooking in the background.
That's all right.
Wearing yellow so that we look like,
Yeah, I've taken my top off. It was a bit
Dumb
warm.
and Dumber.
You're not part of the club, Rick.
Yeah. And thank you to Nyan, the great bakers of oatcakes. And Donald Russell, thank you for double charging me for my
Yes.
That's another story.
sore point. And thank you to Michelle's dad for having a history in Scotland and Craigellachie and letting us have a bit of fun with a beautiful whiskey from Scotland, which I'm really enjoying. And thank you to Sarson's. Sarson's hot and spicy onions, brought to you by the Sarson family, of which you are fourth generation Sarson, I do believe.
Yeah.
He's got the sword to prove it. Anyone else we have to thank while we're here?
No, it's time to go.
It's time to go. Love you lots. Take care. We'll see you very shortly. Be good. And
He's got to
hang on, Rick. And I shall just lean over
and the chair will disappear.
and say good night. I can't.